that saying is a saying for a reason and a master of one. You want masters at things. And if it's masters in terms of marketing, if it's masters in terms of investing, there are very few people who are both. Warren Buffett is a brilliant investor, the greatest of all time, and the most effective communicator in the entire industry. He's in a class of one when it comes to that. And even he still has other people who obviously round out his team. But I think overall, you have great investors, and I actually, at Ariel, I'm not the portfolio manager. My business partner, who got the stocks when he was 12, is the one with the rest of the team managing the portfolios, although I have a hand in lots and lots of things that go on there. And then my job is to make sure the railroad runs on time, that the rest of the firm works every single day. And by dividing those responsibilities very, very clearly, having bright lines in terms of who's on first, I think we're able to be more effective and ultimately to get more done, and ultimately to develop, as I discussed earlier, our geniuses.
I'm going to ask a couple questions from the audience now. There are several about work-life balance issues. I don't know how many of you have children, but I'm sure some of you do. And I can imagine the investing world is extremely demanding, especially today. So would anyone care to comment on that and how you deal with that kind of thing?
This is Mary Ellen. I'll start. My husband and I have been married for 32 years. We have 3 children, 24, 21, and 17. And I became a better money manager and a better manager of people on December 31st, 1985. You asked the significance. That was the day Peter Stanek was born. And while there's lots of balls to balance and you need great people and great teams around you, having that focus and that perspective and that grounding has really helped my perspective. And so the advice I give is surround yourself with great people. Be very laser-like in terms of what you want and what's really important to you. If you looked at my calendar right now, whenever our kids' initials show up on my calendar, those are non-negotiable spots on my calendar. And it might be something, a soccer match or a room mother thing that I did along the way. And that's how I did it. I run one integrated calendar and all of it's on it, and it gets a little crazy at times. But at the end of the day, thanks to a husband who's a dentist who doesn't travel and could be grounded on the home front and great support at home and at the office, I've been able to do it, and I believe can lead and be a role model for other women.
So I have no children. I have a 17-year-old stepson with my boyfriend, but it's his child. I've just taken him on as mine since I've been with him since he was a child. And what I would say is that I think in life there are choices. I don't aspire to this idea of work-life balance because it implies that when you're working, you're not living. When you're living, you're not working, And so for me, I just don't make those distinctions and those lines in the sand. There's a line in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins that I think it's the first line of the book. It says, good is the enemy of great. And we talk a lot about this concept in my firm. And the reason I say that is because there's a huge, huge difference between good and great, and you just have to decide what you want to be. And in making that decision, you make a lot of choices. And the huge difference between good and great is good, you can be fantastic, you can have a great life. Great means you're obsessive. And when I think about people who are truly great, who have done things that have moved the needle in society or in an industry, I think that they have been consumed with the work. I don't think Martin Luther King was talking about work-life balance. I just don't. I think he had a calling and a passion that consumed his life, and we are a better society for that. Now, do I believe that we can be a better society for obsessiveness around money management in my own way? I do, because I think of the work that I do as being more than just us making money for our clients, which is paramount and extraordinarily important in giving them a good life. Chuck Schwab here says that around Schwab, they feel like they're curing cancer because they make people's lives better. And I aspire to, or subscribe to that same point of view. But at the same time, for us at Ariel, we say not only are we doing this, which all, of course, hopefully leads us to have good lives, of course leads us, the people that we work with, to have good lives, hopefully if we do our job well. And of course, the bottom line should be, makes our clients richer, but we also also aspire to make this country financially literate. And we have this goal, which is to make the stock market a subject of dinner table conversation, first in the Black community where the conversation has not existed, and more importantly, in schools in this country. Because you can go to high school in America today and take an elective in woodshop or auto, which always leads me to ask audiences a very simple question: who whittles in their spare time? Anyone cleaning their own carburetor? But you can't take a class in investing. And to me, that is a travesty. So from our perspective, this passion that we have around investing is not just about enriching ourselves and others, which I have to tell you, we're competitive and want to do all of that, but it's about what imprint could we make on society. And because we think that imprint could ultimately mean maybe we won't have financial crises, 50 years from now. Maybe Black kids will grow up understanding the Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P and participating in 401k plans to the same degree as our white counterparts, which we don't do today. Having the same kind of wealth that's created, retire comfortably, all of those things we say to ourselves, we're going to put everything we have into moving this needle, because we can then do something that's bigger than ourselves and ultimately leave the world a better place. So does that mean I give up some things in exchange for that? Yes, but I'm willing to make that trade-off.
The communicator for sure. Unfortunately, we have reached the time in the program where there's time for only one last question. So I would like each of you in one sentence to give some advice to a woman who wants to reach your level of success in either the investment industry or corporate America in general.
Well, from my experience, I think it's find a great mentor, someone who does what you do and has been successful at it, and have them help you achieve your goals by making those goals clear to him or her.
This was given to me by a woman who was the only president of Motorola country, which was Canada, when I was about 24 years old, and she said 2 words: smile a lot. And I actually believe that. I think people want to work with people they like, that they have fun with, and they think make their days brighter and better. And so if you could start with that point of view, of course know your stuff, but to go at it with a happy spirit